is Wendy with loveandstampin.com. Thanks for being here. We're going to make a couple of really simple gift card holders today. There is a free project sheet over on my blog, and I want to ask that you bear with this video because the recording is a little iffy. I've got a brand new camera and I'm working out how to use it. So you're going to start with a full piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, any color you want, and you're going to score it 3 3/4 and 7.5, okay, on the long side, on the 11-inch side. Turn it with the 8.5-inch side at the top, and you're going to cut it 2 3/4, and then you're going to cut again at 2 3/4, and another time at 2 3/4. And this is going to give you 3 gift card holders out of 1 sheet of cardstock. Isn't that cool? I just love this project. And there are free project sheets over on my blog. So there's a link below the video that will link you directly to the blog post. Just scroll through the blog post to find those project sheets. You'll just click on them and you'll be able to download them and print them and keep them in a little binder. Okay, then you're going to cut away at the diagonal on the last piece. You saw there how I cut away on this last piece, and you're cutting from the bottom corner to the top on that last score line. And then that piece is going to simply fold over and close. Now here you see I'm going off camera. I don't realize I'm off camera and I'm out of focus. So like I said, new equipment. We'll see if I keep using this. I've been using my phone for all of my videos for years and years. And I thought, it sure be nice to just use a regular video camera for this. So we'll see if this works. Anyways, it's not horrible, right? The lighting's pretty good, and things are not horrible, but they could be better. So we'll work on it. So here I'm adding some glue to my designer series paper piece, and I think this is cut at 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I've got basic white thick cardstock cut at 2.5 by 3.5. Now these little gift card holders are just big enough to hold your gift card. And the beauty of them is that you can just write your sentiment right there on the inside flap. And then you have the other side of the flap here where I'm adding the DSP to tuck your gift card. This DSP piece is just a piece of 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 designer series paper cut at a diagonal. So it's that same size as the front of the card, but then cut from corner to corner so that you have a piece for the inside. I'm adding a little ribbon to the front here, and then I'll cut away the excess and tie that right around the front, add a sentiment, voila, this one is done. And then I'll show you the other gift card holder I have for you. I do have story time for you today also, and it's a scary one. So I'm going to do my best to jump back and forth between the cards and the stories. So my daughter and let me back up. Last Friday, I let my daughter have a friend over to stay the night. I do that often, probably more than most moms, because I have just one child. So I recognize that she needs companionship and she doesn't have any siblings. And so we often have a child staying the night at our house. It's not unusual. So she had a friend over, and the friend had her backpack in Macy's bedroom, and we went shopping. And my husband left the house, and he didn't want Truvy to be cold, so he left the sliding glass door open so that the dog could access the house through the doggy door. We have a doggy door in our screen. And I'm not exactly sure what possessed him to do this or why isn't this cute? So 3 of those. Look how quick that was. So here's the next one. So we're going to skip back to the cards really quick, and then I'll finish the story. So here you can make 2 of these gift cards out of 1. Okay, so we're going to score at 5.5. And then we're going to score at I think it's, 8 3/4. Yep, 8 3/4. On my measurements, sorry about that. My husband's calling me. On my measurements, I wrote the opposite, which is fine. It doesn't matter. And then I'm putting it up in the trimmer at the 8.5 side and cutting in half at 4 1/4. I hope all that made sense. Sorry about that interruption. I would re-record it, but y'all, I just don't have the energy. So you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. That's what my mama used to say. So anyway, I used a circle punch to just do a little notch out of that one end there. And then that's the end that we're going to glue down. And then the gift card slips right here under this little flap. So simple. So we're going to decorate that so you can see what it looks like when it's all finished. So as I decorate, and by the way, if you're like, I am not here for the story, now is your exit time, okay? Because the rest of this is layering paper pieces, and I have provided you all of the measurements for all of this in the project sheet. So if you're like, I'm done, that's okay. We're okay with that. You've been here for 5 minutes and it's totally fine to go. So anyways, back to the story. So I'm not sure exactly what made my sweet, gorgeous, wonderful husband think that it was a good idea to allow Truvy access to the house. We put her cozy cave outside so she would be plenty warm, but he was concerned about her being cold. Bless his heart. Here you're just going to glue the top and bottom of this flap, by the way. And so we left. He left after us, left access to the house. But, bless him, he told me after the fact that he had gone all around the house and made sure there was no candy, no food, nothing down that she could get into. What didn't occur to him is that my daughter's friend had her backpack in the room, and inside the backpack were things like her toothpaste and her thyroid medicine. Yes, have you guessed where this is going? So my daughter, myself, and her friend arrive back at my house. I go in, I look down, and there is stuff everywhere, all over the floor. A toothpaste tube all chewed up, which means she ate some of the toothpaste. And I noticed there is a pill packet, which comes in like a flat pack of pills. It's not like a bottle of pills that you would envision. It's like, I don't know if any of you took birth control in the 90s, but you know, they came like in the flat pack and you would pop one out. Or, like cold medicine, you just pop one out. So it's kind of like that. So 10 pills in one thing. The young lady had only taken one pill out of the pack. There were no pills left in the pack, people. Truvy had eaten every pill out of the pack. In addition to that, she had a separate pill pack that was like homeopathic stuff that helps support her thyroid disorder. So not prescribed medications, but just like vitamins and homeopathic stuff. That was completely destroyed and eaten. And so I go into absolute panic mode. I am freaking out. And I can't get a hold of anybody. I can't get a hold of the young lady's mom because I needed information from her as to what was in that blue pack with the homeopathic stuff. Because I knew when I called the vet, that was going to be their first question to me is what medicines did she ingest? So I was trying to get a hold of people, couldn't get a hold of anybody. I have 2 friends who are veterinarians. One of them, we hang out. She's a friend that comes to my house. Couldn't get her on the phone. And then the other one has been my veterinarian for years and years. And I have become friends with her, what I would consider friends with her. And so I Facebook messaged her because it was late at night and I didn't want to call her. We're not that close. So I was like, I don't really want to call this lady, but I'll message her on Facebook. And she wasn't answering right away. So I started making phone calls to emergency vets, wasn't getting answers. Finally, I got an emergency vet on the phone who picked up, and they had me take Truvy's pulse, which, by the way, if you ever need to take a dog's pulse, I now know how to do that. You actually use your 4 fingers on the inside of their thigh, like on their back leg, and you can feel their pulse. So if you have a puppy dog at home and you want to feel their pulse, it's kind of it's kind of actually cool. So I took her pulse, and her pulse was normal. And the vet was like, actually, this is an emergency on-call vet I've never met in my life. And she was like, actually, dogs are able to like handle medications pretty well, shockingly. So she's probably going to be fine. And so the key thing here is the pill pack was dry, which meant Truvy did this some time ago. And so getting her to, sorry, but vomit it up, I know that's gross, but getting her to vomit at that point was too late. It was too far into her intestinal tract. Had she just done it and we knew that for sure, then we could have induced vomiting and no worries at all. But that wasn't an option. So basically I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning monitoring this dog and making sure that her heart rate stayed normal, and even more like the vomiting diarrhea situation that could be caused from medications wasn't going to happen all over my house. So by 1 a.m. I decided, you know what? She's probably fine. If she hasn't gotten sick by now, she's probably not going to. And I went to bed, and she went to bed, which she sleeps in our bedroom. So I knew if there was going to be any major issues, I would hear it. Isn't this cute? Look how cute this is. And it's so simple, you guys. So long story short, Truvy's fine. I don't know what kind of long-term effects you can have from taking thyroid medicine if you're a dog, but I guess we'll find out. And there's Truvy on the front of this little gift card holder. I decided to color her in cinnamon cider, and then I decided to color the kitty the color of my kitties, which are Walt and Henry, and they're little gray tabbies, I guess what you call them. They have the stripes. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed story time. If you need any of the products you saw here today, you can shop with me at shop11stampin.com. Don't forget to go grab your free project sheets. There is a link in the description of the video along with links for everything else I used today. Talk to you soon.